Hello and welcome to News Now. I'm your host, Taylor Inman. We're going over the week's biggest headlines for Northwest Montana. Ryan Hunter is the next mayor of Kalispell. The sitting city councilor defeated fellow councilors Daoud and entrepreneur Kisa Davison at the November 4th polls. According to the latest count from the Flathead County Election Department, Hunter received 2,930 votes to Davison's 2,667 and Daoud's 1,790 votes. Hunter told the Daily Lake that he was experiencing a mix of emotions the morning after Election Day. He said, quote, "I'm feeling very excited, also exhausted, also anxious about what's coming and the work that needs to be done. And I'm thankful. I'd say thank you as well to all of my supporters and volunteers," end quote. Door knocking and talking with voters about city issues is what Hunter believes contributed to his campaign's success. The since-tabled plan to slim Main Street to 2 travel lanes was often a topic of conversation with people that Hunter met, but he said his straightforwardness on supporting the plan helped garner respect. He also thought that his vision for stoking affordable housing development and creating pedestrian-friendly streets resonated with voters. He said this was his third campaign in the community and affordable housing has always been his #1 focus. Hunter is currently serving his second 4-year term on council. After he takes the reins as mayor in January, he will appoint a replacement to serve out his term. Hunter commended his opponents in the hotly contested mayoral race. In hindsight, Daoud said that he wished he started his campaign sooner, but said, quote, "I would say that I'm extremely proud and happy with the support that I got this year. I met a lot of people who really resonate with me around the city, and that can only improve," end quote. Daoud is in the middle of his second council term. While he said he will no longer be vying for a national or state seat, he is keeping the possibility of running for mayor again on the table. Davison, who earned the backing of the Flathead Valley Republican establishment, conceded Wednesday morning. In a written statement, she thanked voters who participated in the election and supported her message of transparency, accountability, and fiscal responsibility. Davison declined to talk with the Lake before press time. In other election news, Flathead County is on track to build a new county detention center after voters approved a $105 million bond on Election Day. The bond passed with 57% of the over 32,000 votes cast, according to unofficial election results posted on November 5th. It'll be issued over a 20-year period. Property taxes are expected to increase by $11.13 for $100,000 homes, $33.38 for $300,000 homes, and $76.72 for $600,000 homes. County Commissioner Pamela Holmquist expressed gratitude toward voters, saying that she was excited by the large margin by which the bond passed. She said these types of bonds don't typically gain voter support the first time around. For almost 2 decades, the county's current detention center has dealt with overcrowding, unsafe working conditions, and limited space for inmates with mental health needs. The new jail is designed to hold 200 inmates, double the current capacity, with an additional 42 beds in special housing for inmates with medical or mental health care needs. Now that the bond has passed, county officials will go back to work structuring and selling the voter-approved bonds, according to County Administrator Pete Melnick. The county purchased 114 acres on Snowline Lane last year for the new jail, and Kalispell City Council approved annexing the property earlier this week. Architectural contracts are already in place, and project bidding will start later this winter, according to Melnick. The county will select a representative to oversee construction of the new jail. Work is expected to start in the spring, and the jail is estimated to take 3 years of construction. Sheriff Brian Haino and Jail Commander Jenny Root did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Read more election coverage at dailyinterlake.com. Prosecutors for the city of Whitefish have filed amended charges against 3 protesters accused of blocking a U.S. Border Patrol vehicle earlier this year. Lynette Galaz, Colton Little, and Agni Putnam pleaded not guilty to misdemeanor counts of negligent endangerment and public nuisance in Whitefish Municipal Court on November 5th. The trio originally faced misdemeanor charges of disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, and obstructing a peace officer, but the city filed a motion to alter the charges on October 20th. The protesters could face fines of up to $1,500 and imprisonment of up to a year under the new charges. The previous counts carried a total maximum fine of $1,100, while obstructing a peace officer and criminal trespass each carry a maximum sentence of 6 months. City attorneys did not respond to an inquiry about the amended charges by press time. The charges stem from a September confrontation that occurred outside the Whitefish Border Patrol station, where a handful of residents had gathered to protest the detainment of Luisa Torres and her 17-year-old daughter, Fergie Diaz. Whitefish police officers intervened between Border Patrol officers and Flathead Democracy organizer Lynette Galaz at about 11 p.m. on September 15th. A video posted to Flathead Democracy's Facebook page showed Galaz standing on the sidewalk in front of the Border Patrol building's parking lot and blocking the way of a truck attempting to exit. Another person can be seen walking backward in front of the truck as it drove down US 93. No one was charged at the time, but the amended complaint references the encounter, stating that the protesters, quote, obstructed traffic as agents attempted to leave the property during the night to go home, including standing in front of the vehicles on the highway, creating a substantial risk of bodily injury or property damage, as well as blocking the flow of traffic. Whitefish police officers arrested Galaz, Little, and Putnam at around 8 a.m. on September 16th, after they allegedly linked arms to block a second Border Patrol vehicle from departing the station. The protesters stated that they believed the vehicle was transporting Therese and Diaz to an out-of-state immigration facility. Galaz, Little, and Putnam were scheduled for an omnibus hearing on November 5th, but Judge Caitlin Overland postponed it to allow time for the defendants to subpoena records. Attorney Jacob Johnson, who is representing all three, confirmed that videos posted to a Facebook account run by U.S. Border Patrol Spokane sector are among the documents he is seeking as evidence in the case. A new omnibus is scheduled for January 7th at 9:30 a.m. in Whitefish Municipal Court. And a pair of hunters survived a run-in with 3 grizzly bears east of Seeley Lake on Wednesday morning. Hiking to retrieve a mule deer they had harvested earlier in the morning of November 5th, the hunters were about 2 miles from the Pyramid Pass trailhead when they spotted the grizzlies running toward them from about 100 yards away, according to officials with Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. When waving and yelling failed to deter the onrushing bears, one of the hunters opened fire. Officials said the hunters shot and possibly killed 2 of the bears. Authorities said the third retreated toward the carcass of the mule deer. The 2 hunters left the area immediately and reported the confrontation to the State Wildlife Agency, according to officials. The United States Forest Service has since posted signs of the Pyramid Pass trailhead warning visitors of bear activity. State wildlife officials urge hunters to take the following precautions to avoid encounters with bears. Carry bear spray and have it accessible. Watch for and be extra cautious around bear signs, creeks, and areas with limited visibility, and hunt with a group of people. Be aware that elk calls and cover scents can attract bears. When retrieving a harvested animal, use extra caution. Bring the equipment and people needed to help field dress the game, and remove the meat from where it was harvested as quickly as possible. If you need to leave part of the meat in the field during retrieval, hang it at least 10 feet off the ground if possible, and at least 100 yards from the gut pile. Leave it in an open area where it can be observed from a distance. Upon your return, observe the meat with binoculars, make noise while approaching, and if it has been disturbed or if a bear is in the area, leave and call FWP. And be sure to follow proper food storage orders when packing out. Thanks for joining us. News Now is a podcast from the Daily Interlake. We're proud to be the largest independent newsroom in Montana and the longest continuously published newspaper in the region. Today's stories are written by Daily Interlake reporters Jack Underhill, Hannah Shields, and Haley Smalley. Be sure to read the full versions of these stories at dailyinterlake.com. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode of The Pod. Everybody stay safe and have a great week. Thanks to our sponsor, Lauren's Auto Repair, at 1309 U.S. Highway 2 in Kalispell. Most consistently rated 5-star shop serving the Kalispell area. Visit laurensauto.com.